Trying to catch the beat. Trying to catch the beat. Now, throw your motherfucking hand.
Welcome back once again. Here we are, Andrew Pargoff, alongside, as always, Mark Sherosian for Two Guys, One Couch. Mark enjoying his apple juice. To start the show off today, we would like to say that since we put the videos on YouTube, we've been hearing a lot of good feedback. We appreciate that, and if you like what you've seen so far, I'm sure you'll enjoy what we have to come in the future. To start today's show, we'll be recapping our past interviews for the upcoming Turkey Bowl this next week. We will be discussing who we may have on tonight's agenda and the lines for this week's NFL games. So, Mark, feel free to bring in our previous interviews.
Well, we've had some wild first interviews. Once again, thank you upon me for checking us out, listening us out. You know, we appreciate it much, and we're going to keep coming stronger. We've had 4 classic interviews, I'd have to say. Each guy, kind of different style. First off, I believe we led things off with the tour, of course, Dom Knight, one of the more classier guys in Chicago. And, you know, he talks a lot of shit, and, you know, it's good to hear. So Dom will be joining us next week, might be live on the show. And we'd also like to remind you, before the Turkey Bowl, join us 9 a.m. from All Lake Northern. Me and Andrew, we're going to be there live doing the pregame show. So come down, check it out, grab a hot dog, you know, say hello to some of our fine ladies. They'll be there working for us. We also want to say thank you to our second guest, that was Shane Curtis. Shane, upon your team, how do you think he did? I thought he...
I think he actually performed really well. Shane, not known as a big vocal guy. I'm surprised he actually managed to put a string of sentences together at first, but he really carried himself well.
Well, hold on, let me just cut in real quick, because Shane's had a girlfriend for a very long time. Melissa, I know you're probably watching. How you doing? Good to see you. The thing with Shane is Shane doesn't talk, if you ever noticed that. He might not be on that faggot Andy Harris level, but he's sort of awkward, unless you get him hammered.
That's true.
So Shane, thanks for joining us. Day 2 segments, we brought in 2 classic interviews. My favorite was Nate Bale.
Easily my favorite. So
the very awkward Nate Bale. Nate, thanks for coming on. Nate doesn't know what team he's playing for, but he went through with the interview well. He called out Dom, and I thought that was hilarious.
That was easily the funniest part so far. I think it is funny, of the first 4 interviews we've had, that hands down the best interview goes to a player who isn't even on a team.
He doesn't even know what he's going to be doing. He could be selling hot dogs or you know, signing autographs for all the little kids that could be at the game. He's not going to be doing much, that's for sure.
He's bringing his A game though.
He is. You know why? Because he's going to be stretching. That's why. And finally, we interviewed the ever-arrogant Mr. Spencer Peterson.
This hack never gets old, let me tell you.
You know, Spencer, thanks for coming on again, and I expect big things from Spencer, but...
Spencer expects big things from Spencer.
Spencer was in a relationship with himself on Facebook, so...
I'm surprised, actually, though, that he was not speaking in the third person during the interview. I was impressed that he didn't refer to himself as Spencer plans on or Spencer is going to. That was probably the best part of his interview.
And he was a self-promoter, so I'm surprised he didn't plug his MySpace or his Facebook.
He picked up Don King as his agent, actually, so Don King will be representing him.
Well, congrats, Don King. You got a wise agent or a wise player. I can't even talk right now. But anyways, we're going to... Tonight, we got a couple guys on the line. They're a couple of key impact players. We're not going to tell you right now. You're just going to have to stay with us and listen. But I can guarantee you there are going to be some classic interviews, and it's the players you want to hear from, that's for sure.
That's true. And you are speaking as though we're going live over the internet right now, but we aren't. But we do not want you to skip ahead and look to the next segment because that just wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that.
You got to hear us out.
Man up.
Got to hear us out.
You can sit through the next 4.5 minutes, I'm sure.
Exactly. All right, Andy. So what are we looking at right now?
We're actually going to switch it up, and we're going to talk about the NFL as opposed to our highly vaunted Commerce collection of football talent.
Good.
We're going to be going over the lines for this weekend's game. So if you feel like you have $100 or $1,000 that you want to blow, feel free to pick with one of our lines. They're normally spot on.
You can give us a call in, and we got our man Al Harvey. He's down to take any bet from you. So
that is true.
Yeah,
he'll take a bet.
So
we're going to start it off. I'm not being a homer here. This is actually the first line listed. These are Vegas lines as of Thursday at about 8 p.m. So we'll start off with your Detroit Lions at home against the Cleveland Browns. The Lions are favored by 3.5. Mark, what do you think about this game?
I can't think of a more terrible game that's on the schedule. I can think of 1,000 things I'd rather do, including going 2 guys, 1 cup right here for our live audience.
It's not going to happen, so don't stop the video and X out of Internet Explorer right now.
Don't worry, we're not
only
going to put on the
kidding.
music. We're just joking. I'm going with the Lions here. Cleveland is miserable. Eric Mangini's talking about LeBron James coming to play for his team. You know it's a joke then. Brady Quinn, he sucks his own. I'm going with Stafford and the Lions to win by at least 10.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's not even words to describe this game. The only game that would be a worse matchup over the course of this entire NFL season would probably be Cleveland's 1 win of the year, a 6-3 shootout with Buffalo
Yeah.
that I believe Brady Quinn, or Derek Anderson, I'm sorry, and Trent Edwards were a combined 7 for 35 for 30 yards about. But I really do feel that Stafford is going to have time. Cleveland's defense is not impressive.
Cleveland is brutal, folks.
The Lions could potentially put up 40 points.
And I'm going to tell you, this could be my lock of the day. But
We'll save that for the end, but
Who we got
it
next?
could be. Next up, we have those same Buffalo Bills with Trent Edwards back starting at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 9-point favorite in this game.
Well, Dick Duran out
What
as
a shame.
Buffalo Bills head coach. They brought in some guy named Perry something. Who gives a
Very
shit?
foul.
All right, well, thank
Who
you.
cares?
Thanks for
But
backing up
anyways.
there. Jacksonville's been rolling. They won 3 in a row. Look for them to keep on the ground with Mo Jones-Drew. I'm taking Jacksonville with the giving up 9.
Just like David Garrard beat Crohn's disease, I like him to beat the spread and Buffalo this week. It's going to be a Jacksonville win, score of something like 34-12, I'd say. Maybe around there. Look for Jones-Drew to have 3 scores. Maybe Mercedes Lewis, their tight end, might even get a score. But it's going to be a big win for Jacksonville. Next up on the docket, we have Pittsburgh going in to Kansas City to battle the Chiefs. And Matt Castle and the Incredibles in Kansas City are 10-point dogs. So it's Kansas City plus 10. What do you think?
I normally go with Kansas. I go with Kansas City. If Dwayne Bowe was in the game, he's going to be out. I think
Suspended for 4
I think
games.
it could be a trap game that we've seen. Kansas City, they've been playing some teams tough. Going Pittsburgh here, it's not going to be close.
I'll have to agree with you there. I really think this could be a 3 or 4 score game. Pittsburgh, after last week, after Cincinnati really beat on them and they played them a tough game, probably one of the toughest they played all year, that one along with the Tennessee game, I really feel like Pittsburgh's going to come back and they're going to be out to show everyone in the league and all their critics that they're a real contender. So,
I'm with you.
we'll see that. Next up, we have Indianapolis visiting Baltimore. Baltimore is a 1-point underdog, so it's Indianapolis -1.
This is really a toss-up. I've shown in previous segments, if you guys have been watching, that I love the Colts. The more I'm thinking about this game, I'm thinking about Baltimore's defense shutting down Peyton Manning. It's only 1 point, though, so I'm going to go with the Colts. I think they're going to squeak it out on the road.
You said it best. This is essentially a pick'em game. Baltimore's defense, Baltimore, New Orleans, maybe Minnesota are 3 of the biggest potential big play defenses where they can get a score in the game and turn everything around. Baltimore did it against Cleveland last week, but then again, that is Cleveland. So I love Baltimore's defense. They're getting old, though. They're not getting any younger. I believe Terrell Suggs is going to be missing his first game ever after a chop block from Brady Quinn. So I'll stay with Indy. I like Indy to win this game, maybe by 3 points, maybe by 7, but I don't think it'll be anything
Joe
more
Falco's
than
is
that.
gone down the drain, so
He's so bad you don't even know his last name.
I can. Yeah, Falco. Sorry,
Falco.
Joe
Footsteps.
Flacco.
Footsteps.
Joe Flacco. Sorry, excuse me.
So that is actually going to end segment 1. We're going to give Mark some time to go on ESPN.com and look up the correct pronunciations of players' last names. And after that, we will be right back. Stay tuned.